good morning, everyone. It is your girl, your favorite girl, Vocal with AJ Reese on this Memorial Day. It's beautiful. As you can see, the sun is shining and sky's blue and it's peace and it's calm right now. So a lot of people aren't up stirring. They're probably up but not out, but it's okay. As y'all can see, I'm fully dressed, t-shirt and shorts on. And as you can see, my shirt says sisters. So I say sisters, hey brothers. So I'm coming to you on this beautiful, blessed Memorial holiday. And I just been thinking about a lot of different things. But one of the things that I've been thinking about is time management. And time management is very, very important. It's very important to all of us. I believe, and I'm almost wholeheartedly certain that Ecclesiastes chapter 3 talks about the seasons. The seasons of what? Life. A time to live, a time to die, a time to be born, a time for war, a time for peace, a time for love, a time for sorrow and joy and all of that stuff. It's in there for a reason. Is in there because there's a timing to everything, and depending upon what we do with the timing that we've been given in this life will determine the outcome in the hereafter. So, um, I'm just thinking about time management. There is something that, I go way back and I just start reflecting from childhood. And, those of you, depending on what age you are, can identify with this. On the weekends, well, let me just start through the week. The schools that I attended from middle school to high school were never in my current area. They were always way out um, in the far greater Northeast. So I had quite a distance to travel to go to school. So I had to get up early in the morning. Your girl had to get up early, but how many know over time it became a part of my routine and lifestyle? Even today, like, I worked on Friday, but once I got off, even though we're off for these particular days, I've been up early every single morning. That's just who I am. I'm an early bird. It reminds me of my grandmother. And I was just telling my husband and them this morning that, my grandmother was an early bird. By this time, maybe by 12 o'clock in the afternoon, maybe, because I believe it was probably earlier, she was already done for the day, from cleaning to food shopping to cooking to washing clothes and running errands. She was done. And you'll hear me say a lot of times, I'm my grandmother's child because truly I am. I have a lot of ways like my grandmother that it is unbelievably just, it's hilarious, but it's funny and sometimes it's frightening because, my uncle, one of my favorite uncles, might I add, he calls me Lala Mae Jr. because truly I am a lot like my grandmother. I really am. God bless and rest her soul. But the woman was about business. She handled business. But going back to just getting up early. I was always the first one that had to get up out of the kids. And I used to get so upset and so angry, like, why me? Like, get them up. But through the week, I knew it was because, I had a farther, distance to travel. But on the weekend, it was always me. She would get up and I would get mad at her. Like, what about them? Don't worry about them or whatever. You just worry about yourself. And I'm saying to myself, these jokers, they get to lay around and, whatever. I'm like, hey, you got me slaving and cleaning and carrying on. But I'm going to tell you something. I think of Joseph. What the enemy meant for bad, God will always take and flip it and make it for his glory and his good. So I have taken those things that I have under my belt and I work them for my good. I'm going to tell you something. When I didn't have a car, so the earliest I had to be to work was 8 o'clock in the morning and still do. And when I didn't have a car, I would be on public transportation. So I was up, I start stirring about four something. And even to this day, still the same, unless I'm up a little earlier. But I start stirring around four something. And then I start getting dressed, and normally I'll lay like my clothes and stuff out or whatever. Sometime, not all the time. Your girl don't always, so don't think I do. No, I don't. Sometimes it's on a whim in the morning, but whatever. Anyway, I will get my stuff together, and I will get ready and head out the door because I know I had, at the time I had to take the 56, then I would have to take the L, and then I would have to take the 65, traveling different places. So you like, tag, all that? Yeah, all of that. Your girl had to do all of that. But guess what? I was at work probably by 7 o'clock, no later, without a car. You will see a lot of people with a car and they're like scrambling 1 minute before 8 o'clock. I don't like that. I like to already be prepared and ready for my day. I don't like that last minute stuff. I have carried that all my years of living, and I am going to be 50 years of age in November. And I'm telling you, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like when people mismanage time. I don't like when people take your time for granted and think, oh, well, I could just, you know, do any old thing. No, you can't. When we have something that we need to get done, I am looking for you to be where you are doing whatever it was we discussed and agreed to. So even when I get a car, and I don't live that far from work, but they will tell you, I am there way ahead of time, an hour before time, 45 minutes before time. And I know people are like, well, wait a minute, because you know what? I value and I honor time. I didn't like it when I was younger, but I value and I honor it now. As you evolve, evolve what? You grow, you start to think differently, you see differently. And I'm telling you, I sit there and I say, that lateness, that doesn't work for me. If I'm right there at 8 o'clock on the dot, I'm late. When I'm ahead of time, an hour to 45 to an hour earlier, or maybe an hour and a half, then to me, I'm on time. I don't like that because you never know what may come up at the last minute that may need to modify or get together at the last minute. You never know. You don't know what opportunities may arise because you were at the occasion earlier. You know how they say the early bird gets the worm? I just told my son that this morning to his girlfriend. I said, tell her the early bird gets the worm. Sometimes I'll hear people say, I'll say, well, where the kids at? Oh, they still asleep. Wait, huh? 12 in the afternoon? What job do they have? And we just started laughing because my kids talked about how I would get them up. Same thing my mother did with me, I did with my children. You will get up. You will utilize the day. You will be productive in your day. It's nothing worse than a non productive, shiftless individual. It is nothing more worse than just wasting a day. Why? Sometimes we take so many things for granted. Do you know how many things we can get done in a day if we value and honor the time that God has given us? Sometimes you'll say, you know, oh, I was just going to sit around and chill, and then God will just drop stuff in your spirit to get done. Like this morning, I done already cleaned my bathroom, bleachy all the way around, bleach and fabulous. So, your girl was in there just cleaning, and I mean on my knees, cleaning corners and crevices and getting all that grime and dirt and all that. Get it out of there. I like to have some type of agenda. And don't get me wrong, it's nothing wrong with relaxing, but it's a time for that too. Remember back to Ecclesiastes chapter 3, the seasons. We went away on a cruise, Royal Caribbean, celebrated one of my favorite cousins' 50th birthday celebration. We had an amazing time. That was the time for reset, recoup, rejuvenation, to pour back into ourselves to do what? Get back into the routine of life. So it's a time and it's a season for everything. For those of you who are always late to work, let me tell you something. You don't know how much you rob others as well as yourself when you're late. And especially when you have a history of always being late. You know what that says to other people? You're the only one that's important and forget everybody else. So don't get upset when that opportunity on the job arises, or Your business could be recommended for something and people look over you and they skip over. You know how they have all of these, when you go onto different websites, you start looking at reviews to see how people view the business that you're actually, posting. And you start seeing all these negative, oh, they late, oh, they don't do this, oh, they don't do that, oh, they're very sloppy, they're very this, they're very that. Yeah, just know, however you view and manage time, people are watching you. There's nothing worse than paying for something and you don't get the quality service that you deserve. Word of mouth goes a long, long way. It really does. Forget a commercial or some type of billboard. Word of mouth will spread like fire. It just does. So, again, show up. You're showing up not just for those who are waiting on you, but you're showing up for yourself. You know what I do? I'm gonna tell you something. When the new role that I'm in now, I am in, and just think about it. It's funny. God has a sense of humor. I'm in development and communications. Like I told my husband when we first met, I like to talk. And it don't mean because I'm talking that I'm really saying something. But when you're talking and your message holds weight, you've got the people's attention because there's something valid and necessary in the message. When I first started in that role back in November, I was there at 7 o'clock on the dot. My supervisor looked and was just like, you do know you start at 8 o'clock. I said, I know. I just want to come in ahead of time so I can be, like Joshua and them, survey the land. I want to survey the land, which was my office, my new role, what's expected of me. I was late on Friday that just passed for work. I was late. And let me tell you something. Being late means you communicate and let those who you are expected to report to know that you will be late and when you will be arriving, your estimated time of arrival of time. Okay, so I told her I'll be there at 8:20. I started at 8, but I didn't get there at 8:20. I was taking care of purchasing a gift for a young lady's baby shower. Okay, so when I got there, my boss said, thank you. She responded back in the text, thanks for letting me know. I don't see it any other way. I have to let people know. I owe them that out of respect in the position that I hold with life, period. I don't care if you expected to be at a party and you told you was going to make a dish. Have that dish on time. And if you know you're not going to be on time, communicate that to people. You owe them that out of respect and out of what you told them you were going to do for them. So I'm saying that to say what she said to me when I got there. She said, I was hoping everything was okay because you are so consistent with what you do. I don't walk around, with billboards posting sign, hey guys, look at me. No, but it let me know she's paying attention. She's watching. I just want to make sure that what I do is the right thing. I'm for what's right. At least I try so hard to be. So again, don't just take time. And don't get me wrong, there are times that we will fall behind time, and it's got to be God given because God may know that He's sparing us from something that's out there. So He's sparing us from being hit with it, or He wants it to pass before we get there. So it doesn't affect us. So again, that's different. But when you're somebody, you just are reckless with time. Let me tell you something. You want your business to grow? Value the time. Put that time in. Put that time in. Sometimes people will look and be like, Dad, they stuff really, really blew up. Well, it had to. They did the work. They took the time instead of running the streets. They said, no, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to write this plan out and I'm going to get this thing done. And they did it. So again, you want to look for God to bless you and move in those things that you're looking to expand. Start looking back at the time. That's one of the things we are never getting back. We're never getting back wasted time. We're not. We just have to ask God to redeem the time and allow us to catch up to where we're supposed to be. So I pray that this message is beneficial. And I know normally I say I come on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but it was just laid on my heart. I just wanted to talk about it. I just wanted us to have a conversation about it. That's all. And don't get offended by it. If that's you, hey, guess what? Do better. I'm holding you accountable to do better. We all drop the ball, but not don't be consistent with it. Don't sit around and this is just what I do. Yeah, yeah. People just you're not that great. You're not. And guess what? The opportunity that you missed, somebody else caught it. And you sometimes for some of us, we ain't never getting that back. So now it's like, dang, I should have, yeah, do better. That's all. It's for us to do better. That is it. Learn from our mistakes and grow through them and keep going. But God bless you guys. Enjoy your holiday. Be safe. Be mindful and wise of who you surround yourself with today. Every invitation ain't a great invitation. All money ain't good money. I'm just saying, and ain't is not grammatically correct, but you get the point. So this your girl vocal with AJ Reese. Yes, I'm here on Memorial Day coming to you guys. Don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe. God bless you guys. Continue to do you. Be the best authentic you can be. So God bless you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.